All right, here to change the oil on my 2014 Accord 9th gen. Also covers 2013 to 2017 Accords. I have the 4-cylinder, so it's going to be OW20, 4.4 quarts. So we're not going to be using this whole thing. My oil filter, which is a Mobil 1 M1 110A. I kind of preset the size here of these pliers so that they firmly grip this in order to take the old one off. That way there, I'm not adjusting this underneath the car. I've kind of pre-adjusted it to the size of the oil filter. 17 millimeter socket. Hopefully I should only can only use this one, or should only be able to use this one. If not, I have the breaker bar, and this time, in order to avoid over tightening, I'm going to try to torque the oil bolt back down at 29 foot-pounds. Now let's go to the car. All right, now for the ramps, I like to put a piece of wood out in front so the approach angle, it doesn't hit the fenders or the front of the car. And what I try to do is line things up absolutely perfectly straight so that the tire is going to be perfectly centered on that ramp. A couple times I went, you know, the tire was a little bit overboard there and I had to back it off, back off the car and try it again. So I spend a lot of time lining this up perfectly, and then we're going to start the car, let it get down to a nice idle, and pull the car up on the ramps. Let's pull the parking brake. I also like to chalk the rear wheels. And just as an extra measure of safety, I don't know how much good this is going to do, but I always like to have something else under the car, like a jack or a jack stand. So I'm just going to jack this up a little bit. Make sure it hits something reasonably solid. I don't know, did they say right there? Where did I go? There we go. And I'm just going to put a jack stand like under the car like that. But make sure you're on a relatively flat surface, of course. Your tires are not hanging over here, and everything's nice and even. All right, let's pop the hood. There's a little lever right here that you push up and then lift up the hood. Make sure you get the stick. Put the stick right there, and this was the lever. Just open it like that. All right, here's my freshly emptied oil receptacle thingy, and we're going to take this off and put this guy on. It just screws on like that. I found that this is good for about 2 oil changes. I think last year I ended up overfilling it, and this as the oil was draining, it started not draining anymore, and this started filling up, and that was a mess. So make sure you don't let it get too full. All right, about to go under the car, and strategic placement of the oil catcher is probably what you want to do. So let's take a look at where the, oh wow, leaking some oil here. Ooh, okay. Yeah, I wonder if I'm, am I leaking from there? Oh geez, gotta watch out for that. Okay, well anyway, 17 millimeters. Once you loosen this, it's going to come out in a spurt. So you don't want to put this directly under. You want to kind of bias it back a little bit, because it's going to come out probably 45 degrees, about like that. And then if you come back here, because I can't tell, yep, it's just about centered. And then we're going to put cardboard here just to catch the whatever doesn't hit the yellow thing. All right, almost forgot. We want to loosen the cap here. Just kind of have that ajar. That way there it'll drain more easily. Okay, so we're going to start with the smaller socket wrench. Well, actually it's 17 millimeter. and maybe we just bang it loose. Oh, yeah, that's too tight. Shit. Ah, shit. So I have it in my notes last year that I did have to use the breaker bar, and that's kind of a bad sign. I've never really torqued these to spec, 29 foot-pounds. Oh. Wow. Oh. Oh, shit. Okay. Well, okay. Hopefully that didn't break anything. All right, now this is gonna get messy. What I'm gonna do is unscrew this by hand, and as it gets ready to go, I'm gonna try to push it back in or hold it in, and then it's gonna all come out in a, like that. So we wanna watch that carefully and pull this up like so, and then we're gonna let that drain, and I'm gonna wipe my hands. Oh man. Okay. Oh. Oh God. Okay, it's about 2 minutes later, maybe 3, and the oil's dripping, slowed to a trickle. I hand tighten this, and now I've set this to 29 foot-pounds, and I'm going to try to retorque it to spec. Oh wow, that's tight. Yeah, there we go. Yep, it clicked. So that's just about what I was doing. It felt about as firm as I would have done it myself. Okay, so the oil filter, it goes in about at a 45-degree angle. In theory, I mean, on my Ford Escape, I'm able to basically use 2 hands and do it by hand. But I took notes last year, and I've got to use this wrench. And what I've done is I used the new filter to kind of size adjust this wrench, so I know I'm gonna get a good grip on it. Okay, I'll show you what I did to get it loose. Basically approaching it like this, and then, you know, locking it up and then pushing it that way. Okay, so right now we're just about hand. Okay, so what you want to do is, now that it's hand, you want to make sure that your oil is, okay, so see, it's already dripping. What you want to do is loosen it up, get your hands out of the way, loosen it up a bit until that starts happening, and just chill out, let that ride, just let it ride. Come back in a few minutes until that stops. Maybe do it a little bit more here, I don't know. All right, and when you take it off, be aware that it's basically going to be a cup that's full of oil, and you just want to dump it in here and just let it ride like that. All right, so I think it was different on the Ford because the Ford was straight down and a lot more oil came out as it became looser, but this one didn't have much at all. So right here, I'm making sure that I'm kind of holding it because it's going to come loose in my hand any minute, and I want to make sure to hold it upright. Oh wow. So okay, oh, there we go. And just dump it right in and just let that flow a little bit, and then we'll prep the new filter. All right, here's the new filter. You want to take the plastic film off the top off, and oh wow, it looks like they already spread some oil on here. Usually you want to dab your finger in motor oil and run it across the rubber gasket here, and you want to fill this up with fresh motor oil. All right, just so I don't have to use the big one, I've got a 1 quart here, and I'm just going to pour a little bit right in the middle, let it fill to the top, and let it ride. Right now it's soaking into the paper filter. I can see the oil level go down, and then do it a little bit more. Now, the thing with this is you can't fill it really to the top because this is going to go in at a 45-degree angle. So if it leaks right now, it's going to leak when you try to put it in the put it on the car. I think it can handle a little bit more. So the total capacity, 4.4 quarts, includes what you put in here. So maybe, oh wow, how much did I put in? I put in about 1/4 of a quart. That's enough. So make sure to use that in your calculation. So probably we're going to use 4.2 quarts from the 5-quart container. Just for good measure. I don't quite trust what they put on here, so I dip my finger in the oil and I'm just kind of running my finger over. There we go. Okay, so contrary to taking it off with a tool, this is going to be hand tight only. So you want to center it over the screw threads and very gingerly start the threads. No pressure. No, look at how easy that's going on. And then once it snugs down, okay, now it's snug, and we're just gonna twist, twist, twist. Oh. All right, I wonder if it's one hand or two. So that's about what I can do with one hand. That's about what I can do, I guess. Yeah. All right. Good enough. Okay, remembering that the 4.4 quarts includes anything we put in the oil filter to prime it, I calculated that we're gonna drop this down to maybe 0.8. So we're gonna use all of this. I'm gonna leave about 0.8 quarts. Make sure to not overfill it. Let it drain naturally, give it time. All right, actually I've got to hold this up with my hand. And we'll replace the oil cap. All right. Now, before you start it up, you want to check underneath once again. Make sure your oil bolt is tightened and your oil filter is on. And now we're going to shut the hood, start the motor. All right, and before moving the car, you want to get all of your safety devices out. We're going to take away the red shocks. Take out these two. You want to leave these wood ramps because as you come down, you want to make sure you got a nice angle. Release parking brake. All right, resetting the oil light. We're going to turn the engine on once and twice. Well, not turning the engine on, but just turn the accessories on. And see how it says service 1, it's blinking minus 37. I went 37 miles over. But anyway, we're going to hold this stick in for a few seconds until hopefully something happens. There it is, the whole thing's blinking. I'm going to release, and now I'm going to hold it in again until hopefully it shows 100%. And there we go, done. Shut the car off, and that's it. You just saved like 60 bucks. Ah, almost forgot. So I got it down off the ramps, reset the oil, and let the engine cool down. Let the oil drop down back into the pan. And now that it's flat and level once again, we're going to do a final check on the oil here. And basically it's right in between those two holes, so that's pretty good.